Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rimanti Hoja and I'll be 57. Now we'll meet again in the 11th meeting of database theory with my lecturer lecturing the Asmara Excom OGA. In this session we will talk about database internet. So in this lesson the objectives are to understanding the www concept and HTML in database web page. Next is to understanding database web architecture, understanding XML, and to understand and implement semi-structured data model. In this session, we have main subject like this. The first is World Wide Web, or WWW. And then HTML introduction, database and web, application server architecture and server-side Java, XML, domain specification in DTD, and query data XML. Like what and how? Okay, welcome. Oh, there are still last subject is data model semi-structure. Okay, first is World Wide Web. Web allows to access a file anywhere on the internet. A file is identified by a universal resource locator or URL. Here is the example is http www.edu database/index.html. URL above identifies file name index.html is stored in the directory database on machine ifs.edu.edu I mean www.ifs.edu, and this file is a document that has the format of hypertext markup language HTML and contains several links to other files. It will be identified by its URL. Command translated by web browsers such as Microsoft Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator, or Opera to display the document in an attractive and user can then navigate through the documents by selecting them. A collection of web documents called ISTE are regulated using a program called a web server, which receives the URL and displays the necessary documents. Some of the organizations currently handle websites. World Wide Web, or the web, is a collection of websites that can be accessed on the internet. Yes, like now we can easily access the web on the internet by using PC, laptop, or mobile. HTML URL linking content, which identifies the place that contains related file. If a user clicks on a link, the web browser connects to a web server using the destination protocol HTTP connection and send the URL link. If the browser receives the file from the web server, the file will be checked by looking at the type of the file name extension. The browser displays the file based on file type and, if necessary, call the application program to handle the file. So sometimes if we go to the link that contains the PDF document, sometimes it will be handled by PDF itself. Here is the example. A file that ends in txt is not formatted text file. Transferred to the web browser display the ASCII characters in the file. More precise document structure can be encoded in HTML, which is the standard way of web page structure. Another example is the file Doc is a Microsoft Word document, and web browser displays file using Microsoft Word. It's like what I say in the GF document before. Second subject, Hypertext Markup Language or HTML. Hypertext Markup Language or HTML is a programming language from a symbol scripts. The text begins and ends with a command called tags. Usually consists of a start tag and end tag. Here is the example of HTML script to see a list of groups. So here is the tag of HTML, and we have to define a body like that. Fiction only is symbol plus and number. The author, so the author I mean title. I'm sorry, it should not be question mark, but it should be like that. Then middle publisher, it is the end tag of 2L, and here another is science, same, and we close the tag with body tag and HTML tag. With the difference is there's a slash tag. The third subject, web database. The web page contains the result of a database query. To generate web page, do the following things. Web server creates a new process of programs interacting with the database. Web server communicates with the program through CDI or Common Gateway Interface. The program generates a page with the result derived from the database contents. CTI is a protocol other than ISAP, Microsoft Internet Server API, or NSAP, Netscape Server API. And then server app architecture and Java server side. At CDI, each page is the result of the creation of a new process, so it's not efficient. Therefore, the default architecture is a server application software between a web server and application. Function of server application. Controlling trip or process pre-fork to place the performance of database connection and reuse available connections. The second is the integration of heterogeneous data source. And the last is, no, not the last, management of transaction involving multiple sources of the data. Again, session management processing on the server side can use first Java Servlet. It is a Java program that runs on a server and interacts with the server through a well-defined API. It's well-defined. And the second is Java Beans. The software components that are reusable are written in the Java programming language. And the third is Java server page and active server page. It's coded inside web page translated by the web server. Next subject, XML introduction. Extensible HTML or XML is an advanced version of the script language HTML. So HTML can be called as the continued of HTML, but now we, we, we know that HTML is the newest version is HTML5. XML is a merger between HTML and HTML, where the combined power of HTML with the simplicity of HTML. XML markup language using a new definition of the so-called document type or DTDS. Elements contained in the XML include First is the main block, construct structure XML, start tag and end tag like HTML, and must be precisely repeatable. XML elements can have attributes in which an additional information about the element. XML entities in the form of a macro similar to the plain text. Mm, I think the HTML is also similar to the plain text. And XML is also available on other four comments, and most important element is the document type declaration or DTD. Here is an example of XML scripts. You see the book list. No, we before we look the script of XML, so it will be quite and different. Like we have to declare the version of XML and then what type, and here is the open the startup book list, which generate is fiction, author is it's the combine of HTML and HTML. You can see the author, title, publishers, book genre, and it all is start with start tab and end tab. XML DTDS. A document type declaration DTDS is a collection of the rules that defines the elements, attributes, and entities that are allowed on the document. XML document in good shape if there is no association DTD but is repeatable with precision. XML document valid if a document's DTD follow the rules in DTD. Here is an example of DTD script to see the book list. The people, the name, and then element book that contains author, title, and publish. Author is contain the first and last. First and last itself is that, and the title, publish, book genre is required. So this document required to generate. The genre is required to be entered. So the domain specification in TDD is to handle the different data source, develop standardized TDDs to allow domains to exchange data between heterogeneous sources. An example is the domain on TDDs to encode mathematical material on the web by using mathematical markup language or MathML. In here is the differences between HTML and MathML. In HTML, like that, we just can declare what the arithmetic operation we want to do. But in MathML, we use apply, like the startup, and the power is yes, it is two times what two times because the operation first is power, so we declare it first and then plus and then G is the variable. So there are two variables that x plus that x plus y, and then it and then the result of it will power by 2. Query on XML data. The purpose of conducting query XML data is to manipulate XML documents using a high-level declarative language. Querying XML data standardization has not been carried out. Here is the XML example of the XML SQL query. Where we use where, what the attribute, where is it? Here is the key and the location, where is the location, and then the result is entered by the variable. Again, the example of XML SQL queries with more complex. So where the like this, we it will display the author, published, and yes, the book. It will enter two variable p and p, and the result would be like that. And the last subject, data model semi-structure. Semi-structured data is data with partial structure. Our model semi-structured data for the data using some type of labeled graph. In this section, the introduction of semi-structured data model called Exchange Data Model or OEM. OEM has the following characteristics. The first is triple set object. There are label, type, and value. And the second is complex object hierarchy because decomposed into the smaller object. Here is the example of data model published using OEM. Here there are book, and book have author, title, and published. Here is the identity of the book and the series. And author itself, there are Milan and Kundera. It's same with another book. There are author title, but there are new attribute. There are format. It can be hardcover or maybe soft file title, and the author is different. Okay, now we comes to the exercise section. First, oh, I have